Welcome to Biblical Christian Content, where we like to keep the content biblical. Let's go.
Because we've got quote-unquote evangelical churches that are full of people who don't believe the Bible. They don't believe it. But the problem with the social justice movement, the reason it sort of flares up and then dies out, it flares up and dies out because the social justice movement doesn't deal with the sin issue. You can't rely on sinners to satisfy other sinners. That just doesn't work. You can't blackmail sinners, which is really what the social justice movement is. It is a periodic, flash-in-the-pan blackmail movement. And what the social justice movement within evangelicalism doesn't realize is that the gospel is a message, not a movement. The gospel is a message, not a movement. See, movements come and go. And the problem with the social gospel, and to the degree that it made inroads within evangelicalism, is made those inroads because we've got quote-unquote evangelical churches that are full of people who don't believe the Bible. They don't believe it. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to leverage the social gospel and the social justice movement to find what the Samaritan woman at the well was looking for, but didn't realize she was looking for until she encountered Jesus. This movement is trying to find living water where there is no living water. That's ultimately what they're looking for. The social justice movement is a soteriological movement, and what I mean by that is that they are looking for salvation in other places other than here. I mean, think about it for a second. The social justice movement is built upon the fallacy that that society can save itself from itself. I'm going to let that marinate for a second.
Yeah, we need some organ for the background.
We need some Hammond B3 up in here. But you think about society is as corrupt as it is. It knows that there's something wrong in the world. But they fail to realize that what's wrong in the world is them. So they've got a sort of existential idea that I can come outside of myself because I'm not the problem, you are. So now what's happened, Phil, is that since Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown, with the advent of Black Lives Matters, the social justice movement has gotten a lot more angry. It's gotten a lot more hateful. It's gotten a lot more vindictive. And I think you're seeing that within the Black Lives Matter movement, at least over the past couple of years. They're starting to fizzle out right now, and maybe I'll have an opportunity to build on that a little later. But Black Lives Matters is a black supremacist organization. They have the same ideological blueprint as the KKK. The reason Black Lives Matter has been so successful, for lack of a better word, is because they've been able, just like the KKK did back in the 60s, they've been able to use intimidation, fear, and people's ignorance. They've taken advantage of those things to advance their own agenda and to line their own pockets. But here we are now as the church. If we're going to defend the gospel, the one thing you need to defend the gospel, the first thing you need, beyond being a believer, is the courage to defend what you say you believe. And that's what the church has lacked. The reason BLM and the social gospel and critical race theory are making such inroads in the church, and listen, I don't mean to be harsh when I say this. John can discipline me later, but the reason they've made such inroads is because we got a bunch of cowards in the church. They don't know what they believe. They don't know what they believe, and because they don't know what they believe, they don't know how to defend it.